irritating parents can be. My mother has this super power where she can make me startle, roll my eyes, or back off when she's too close to me. All this with a splash of uncomfortable emotions, all at once. But before, I did not pay any attention to these emotions. And it will go something like, oh, Mom is so irritating, she just does not understand me. And then I will go into overthinking mode, asking myself, why is she like this? Is that normal? Are all parents like that? And then I swallow my complaints and forget about it. Until 6 years ago, where I realized that all those small uncomfortable emotions were actually building up over time, but subtly. In 2017, I had a panic attack. And that's when I decided to woman up. I needed to get my thoughts and emotions sorted out. So I asked for help, and I saw a psychotherapist. And with her, I understood two things. The first thing is that each of your relationships are influenced by your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, consciously and unconsciously. And two, your emotions of today are influenced by unresolved emotions from your past. So what I understood is that if I wanted to improve my relationships, if I wanted to build an intimate relationship with someone else, I needed to understand my unresolved emotions from my past. Until I discovered the process communication model, which is a model that is scientifically validated and that helps to understand and decode human behaviors. It was created by Dr. TYDE, who is an American psychologist, clinical psychologist, researcher of transactional analysis. He modelized the dynamics of human relationships, and he defined two axes. The first one is the value I give to myself, the vertical line. And the second line is you, meaning the value I give to others. Those two axes are creating 4 areas. And those areas are called life positions. Each life position shows a balance of power between you and me. There is the plus-minus life position, where I put myself above you. I am better than you because I know more than you. I have more experience. I'm okay and you are not okay. In the minus plus life position, I put myself below you. That means that I'm not okay and you are okay. There's the minus life position where we are both not okay, and the plus life position where you're okay and I'm okay. In the plus-minus life position, in a situation of conflict, and here I talk about conflict in the case also of disagreement and also confrontational. So in a situation of conflict, I would show anger, attack, and it would sound something like, I know what you should do, so follow my advice, and this is the right thing to do if you want to succeed. Or I would show blaming, and that will sound something like, yeah, but this is not my fault. I mean, I was not the one in charge here. In the minus plus life position, in a situation of conflict, I would show submission, because I put myself below you. I submit myself to you because I want to please you. And it will sound something like, I'm so sorry to disturb you on this, but I kind of need you to agree on this. Sorry to disturb you. Or it will sound something like, or avoidance, where it will sound something like, no, there is no problem, there is no conflict here, I don't need any help. But the more anger, attack, blame, avoidance, or submission you show, the more the balance of power between you and others is going to pull all your relationships down to the minus-like position, where no value can be created, where it's a place of burnout and depression, and where I found myself back in 2017. I had all those negative patterns in my head that were going round and round and round until I would project it on others. But guess what happened next? Well, I realized that after you touch rock bottom, afterwards the only way is up to the plus life position, where I realized that I could break those negative thought patterns. I could be myself. I could say, I am not below you. I have needs too. I have thoughts and emotions too, and I can talk about them openly. I can say, hey, right now I feel sleepy, so I'm just going to go home, get some rest, and come back to you. It's a place, the plus life position. It's a place of where you and me are okay, where we have equal value, where both of us have emotions and thoughts. They may be different, and it's all right, because what matters is that we are in this relationship together, and we are building that together, where we accept each other as we are, where we can trust each other. The good news is we all have the power to choose to stay in the plus life position. But it takes constant effort and mental fitness. Because communication is everywhere, every day, every minute, every second. A conversation is an opportunity to spark change, to show that you want to build a plus relationship with the other person. But where to start? Well, there is a small and easy way to start this work. All you have to do is to ask yourself one simple question. How do I feel right now? Just as I said before, your relationships are influenced by your emotions, and your emotions of today are influenced by unresolved emotions from your past. So, to improve your relationship, to break your negativity, to solve conflicts, both at home and at work, with your friends, with your family, with your parents, name your emotions. Emotional awareness is the one step that can make a massive difference. Let's do an exercise. Please take a leaflet that you were given in your bag, your welcome gift bag. And it looks like this. And in this leaflet, you will find a wheel. Go ahead and let's check in with ourselves. All right? Let's take all one deep breath together. Are you ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. And ask ourselves the question, how do I feel right now? Start with the middle and work towards the outer layer. Clearly identify the best word that best describe how you feel right now. Until the third layer. This practice will help you to reduce the intensity of your emotions, especially if it's uncomfortable. It will help you to rationalize it to start observing it as it is and to start understanding it. For example, right now I feel happy, and in the happy section I feel accepted, and in the accepted section I feel valued. Right now I feel valued. Alright, now I would like to invite you into a little experiment. Do not worry, nobody's getting hurt or harmed in this experiment, and it will only take 3 minutes. Is everyone ready? Alright, please stand up and turn to the person next to you. Alright, one person will be A and one person will be B. Person A, please raise your hand. Alright, person B, please raise your hand. Alright, let's start with person A. Person A, please look at person B in the eye and share how you feel right now. Alright, now it is B turn. Person B, please look at A in the eyes and share how you feel. Alright. And voila, you just build emotional rapport. And this emotional rapport, when there's a situation of conflict, can help you tremendously. Because letting others know how you feel can help everyone change their perspective. It can help everyone to show that you want to stay in the plus life position where I can connect with you. It's not about ego. It's not about who's right, who's wrong. It's about building emotional vulnerability. It's about showing that for this relationship, you want to stay in plus. You don't want to project your stress on others. Before, in a situation of conflict, or even like disagreement or confrontation, I would avoid it, keep a poker face, overthink it, swallow my emotions, behave as I thought others expected from me. I would not make any trouble. I wouldn't dare to say, no, I don't want to do this. Now, with this awareness of the life position and the will of emotions, I am more aware. And I know how I function. I know who I am. I am more aware, both emotionally and socially. So I can consciously choose to stay in plus and to show that I want to stay in plus. But as you all know, nothing is perfect. Nobody is perfect. Sometimes, my old patterns are coming back. I see myself going back to minus plus. I put myself below others, and my negativity comes back. But then, now, I have the tools, and I can say, stop. I don't want my negativity to come back. And that's when I tell to others, hey, right now, I feel overwhelmed. It's not your fault. It's my responsibility to deal with this emotion. But I choose to tell you because I want to show I trust you. And I want this relationship to work. So I'm just gonna take some rest, reflect, regroup, and come back to you. And I've been applying this with everyone. My team, my family, my friends, and especially my mother. Because the quality of your relationships with your parents determines the quality of your social life in general. And the funny thing is, she actually started to show she wanted to stay in plus. Recently, she came too close to me, and I backed off, as if she was a stranger. And I did not realize this right away. It's only an hour later that she came to me and said, "When you backed off, I felt rejected. It's not your fault. I just wanted you to know how I felt." And then she went out of the room, leaving me behind reflecting. It was the first time that I saw her doing that. I was surprised by her new approach. I felt proud of how a 67-year-old started to open up about her emotions. I understood how hurt she felt. And this awareness actually shifted my perception of our relationship from a relationship between a child and a parent to a relationship between two adults. I'm okay and you are okay, where we can share about what we think, how we feel, openly without any shame, where we accept each other as we are, where we can transform conflict, disagreements into a constructive conversation. And all this is possible thanks to one simple question: how do I feel right now? Thank you.